There we go. We're live. Good evening, everybody. This is Old Dead Man, your host. We're looking at the dev server today. So we've got a new patch coming out soon. It's called Groundbreaking. And there's a few new vehicles, but mainly it's a new mechanic that's coming in, and that's going to make the exciting part of this particular update. The vehicles are still interesting. There's some not too bad ones here, some interesting little ones. So let's go ahead and start with the aircraft and work my way down through the list of what's coming to War Thunder. Over in the US of A, we have got, not on the tank side, which, by the way, they get nothing new on the tank side. We have the A7E, so let's take a quick look at it. Obviously, these numbers are preliminary. This is the dev server. So right now, we're looking at the A7E Corsair 2, is possibly, of course, with a 20mm M61 and some AIM-9s. But we're talking 1108 kilometers per hour max speed at sea level, 37-second turn time. Not a surprise for these particular vehicles. You know, pretty straightforward. The normal costs associated with a 10.7 BR vehicle. Let's take a look at the secondary weapons. We got AIM-9Ds, AIM-9Gs, 2,000-pound bombs, 750-pound bombs, Zunis, AGM-62As, which are the new ones, by the way. That's Walleyes. The AIM-9Ds, the Mighty Mouses, of course, and just a mix of things. Of course, you can get AIM-9Es and AIM-9Ds if all you're doing is hitting air targets. And, of course, all the ground-only ordnance. Let's take a quick test flight on this guy. And we're going to go with new, repaired, and fully finished with all modifications, or current. Okay, there we go. Let's go for that. Now, the AIM-7E should be, or sorry, the AIM-7E. The A7E should be familiar. It's very similar to the A7D, I believe it is. It's already in the tech tree. Well, hello, EDP. How's life treating you today? And today, by the way, I've got my comment screen over here on my right and up. So if you see me looking like this, I'm looking at who's making comments right now. So just keep that in mind. Not the most robust getting off the line here. It does have a couple of AIMs, AIM-9s. Of course, this is the entry-level stuff here. You know, I'm doing pretty good, EDP. Just keeping busy, and let me tell you, when they announced this dev server today, I was like, that's crazy. I don't know that I've got time to get in there. But you know what? I went ahead and got everything together for it, and I moved my computer up into a room so I'd have a little bit more peace and quiet for this. And I put a different background up, you know, just something, oh, there's no way that's going to track. Just kind of got set up so that I could actually have a good dev stream with you guys and enjoy a little bit of fun seeing what we can do. Also, I am shocked that actually hit. I'll take it. The course A7E is a pretty good plane, but definitely not going to be your dogfighting master here. Yeah, I've been wondering if I was hoping that this would be tomorrow, because tomorrow I'll have a little bit more time. And but today, you know what? I'm okay with that. I got all set up, and it looks like if you're looking to get into the dev server this weekend, it's going to be 3 days. So you'll have a chance to get that downloaded and get in and see what you can see, if you can check things out on your own. And as always, if anybody has questions, feel free to pop them into the chat. I am watching and trying to make sure that that everything is answered as best I can. The aim with the M61's a little bit hinky. It pushes the nose of the aircraft down a bit. But overall, it's a good aircraft. It'd be a good ground pounding aircraft, and you know, if you can catch people with their guard down, you can absolutely make a big old explosion like that. Minor details. Yeah, you saw nothing. Nothing. So that's the A7E real fast. Good aircraft. Let's see. Looks like there's Germany is getting a new MiG-21 SPSK. They just announced this one on the live stream today. And let's go take a look at what we got. Preview this thing. Looks like a MiG-21, except for in the German tree. 2240 kilometers per hour. That's faster than what we were just flying, that's for sure. 36-second turn time. Only 200 rounds, though, so you're going to have to be very careful with that. Let's take a look at the missiles and things like that. R3Ss, R3Rs, and Fab 500s, OFAB 250s, S24s, and S5Ks for when you really want to just take an entire area and decimate it. Let's take it in for a little test flight right here. And, oh, yes, that's right. This is a premium, so we can try out all the goodies. Let's see, R3Rs are radar, or what are their air missiles, semi-active radar homing. And the R3Ss are the rear aspect ones. Let's take in just a couple of these for the fun of it. Select that, go in. And hopefully this time I don't crash the plane. Ah, yes, nice little afterburner there. The A7E has an M61 Vulcan, yeah. And the Bundeswehr will be enjoying a nice new Russian MiG. Okay. It says radar lock required, but doggone it, I don't remember if I've got radar lock actually mapped to my stuff. But we will see here. I thought it was maybe Shift X. X. Dip down a bit here. See if we can catch them. This is awfully close. All right, let's check my controls. They might not be set up right here. Radar. Lock radar R. Okay. Continue anyway. Resume. Ooh, that's radar lock. And missile seeker. And fire. At this range, it's almost pretty much can't miss. Okay. Now, it says there's another aircraft out here, and I think it's probably up somewhere, but I don't know where. I don't expect they'll get another aircraft after getting this one. At least not right now. But we'll see. This is a premium. Usually if they're giving a premium aircraft, they're also expecting to give a tech tree aircraft to justify buying a brand spanking new premium aircraft. There it is. Okay, locked on. Hit it, come on. Oh, that's going to be a bad one. Come on, lock on, lock on. That looked like good tone. Oh, come on! Okay, that might have been good. Looked like it tracked properly. Nope. Way out. Okay. Oh, he's even outrunning me at this point. Of course, I'm in full afterburner trying to climb after him, so that might explain that. Yeah, Germany will have some fun. Obviously, something must be coming. You know, it may not be on the list, but besides this MiG-21 SPS K here, premium, there's no telling what else there might be getting this round. All right, let's go see if we can nuke a ground target somewhere. Not a lot of rounds, so I got to be careful here. Okay, we're pulled out. At not too bad a level. At least I didn't run it into the ground this time, like the last airplane. Let's see, 49 rounds of cannon left. Come on, baby. Wonder what it just locked onto with the radar there. Flaps out. Okay, yeah, my accuracy with this thing's not terribly good. But yeah, no, this will be a fun little addition here to Germany's premium tree. Let's go take another look at it. Yep, 2240, battle rating 9.7, rank 6 for a MiG-21 SPSK. So, you know, if you're looking for a premium EDP, you got it coming your way. But I think that usually they give you a premium when they're going to announce something else that you'll want to grind with that premium. So I'm watching this area right here to see if something's going to pop in here that needs to be ground out brand new and fresh. All right, let's see. On the British side, Russia doesn't actually get any aircraft this round. On the British side, we get the Boomerang Mark 1 and Mark 2 get updated models, so nothing really special there. Let's see. Let's take a look at the Boomerang. Preview that one. Get a new high poly model. It's very shiny. It's very shiny indeed. Pretty aircraft for a 3.0 BR rank 2 aircraft. Okay, next one, the V12D in China. China. This is one that I'm actually excited to check out. Now, my Chinese line is obviously woefully low, but let's take a preview at it. This is classic American design lines right here, and I am excited about that. This one's got the two heavy machine guns right here on the front, and then two turrets, each with a 30 cal. Only a top speed of 321 kilometers per hour, but yeah, at battle rating 1.7, rank 2, you're not going to need a whole lot of speed. Plus, it depends on how it handles in flight. If it can turn well, the speed doesn't matter. So let's see, it can carry a 500-pounder or two 250-pounders. So that's one I'm actually excited about, just because I love low-tier American-styled stuff, even if it is in the Chinese tree. And, you know, the Americans really didn't use much of it, so there's reasons why I don't care if it's in the American tree or not. Good, interesting plane. I'm going to be excited to get to that in short order once the patch drops. Which one's the funky-looking plane? The V12D I just showed, or what, a different one, Marky Boy? And yeah, EDP, if you've got the German air tree already researched out, then you're not needing a premium unless you're just looking to collect it to keep your tree up to absolutely current. See, no air for Italy or France. Kind of not a lot of love for France this round, I don't think. And let's see, the AJ-37 Vegan. Now, my friend Rising was telling me about this one earlier, and he says he doesn't see the purpose for it. And to a certain extent, I can absolutely understand why. It's basically not much different from the JA-37, but it is, yeah, I know there's no armor protection on the vehicle. Sheesh. But it's just not that different. Now, the armaments are still a good mix. It's a good tech tree vehicle. I just don't necessarily think that it brings anything additional to the table compared to the JA-37. So that's an interesting one to add right there. Let's keep on moving. Yeah, the MiG-21 SPS, it looks really kind of like a fireworks designer got his hands on some wings. So yeah, absolutely. All right, let's see. On the ground vehicle side, U.S. gets nothing new, but Germany picks up some new interesting little vehicles here. I've seen these in the people driving them around in the custom battles and in the in just checking them out. You know, they're interesting little guys. Not the martyrs. Let's see. Where are my weasels? Come here, weasel. There it is. There's the 1A4 there, and the Ozalot there, and there's one more. One more. Where's the 1A2? 1A2. 1A2. Ah, there it is. Okay. Down over here in the tank destroyer lineup. We'll start with the 1A2 since I can't drive it. It's the one with the TOW ATGM launcher. And this thing is so teeny tiny you could hide behind a scrub bush. You could jump into a tumbleweed and disappear. You could cover this thing in bushes, and the only thing that would show off the top would probably be the tip of your ATGM launcher. It is teeny tiny. Yes, actually, EDP, the Type 90 does in fact get the entrenching bulldozer blade. And I did take the time to research it before I started the stream, so we'll be taking a closer look at it when we get to that spot in the tech tree. There are a handful of vehicles that I know for sure are getting the new entrenching equipment. T-80B, some of the T-72s, the Ivory already has it. It's just functional now. The Chieftain Mark III gets it. The Type 90, and I think that's all the ones I know about right off the top of my head. But we'll be there in short order to check it out. So this is a cute little guy. One of the complaints that that my buddy was given to me was that this is the tandem charge warhead that the U.S. doesn't get yet. It's a U.S. designed tandem charge warhead. The U.S. used it, but the Germans get it before the U.S. does. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. This is just the way of Gaijin these days. And of course, you have the top-down attack TOW-2Bs, tandem charge TOW-2As, and the garden variety. Pray you'll actually kill something TOW-2s. So all good stuff for the Weasel 1A2. It's a speedy little guy running around. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? 80 kilometers per hour, so it's going to move around the battlefield pretty good. It's super lightweight. It really is. It's 3.3 tons. They're SUVs that weigh more than this Weasel. And, you know, with 77 horsepower engine, I can get more horsepower out of my bicycle, I think. But it moves around the battlefield pretty good from what I've seen. Then we've got the Ozalot. Now, the Ozalot, they've just announced the dev blog on these today. It's a cute guy. It's like a Weasel, but longer. So it's like somebody took some, take a helium and stuck it in the tailpipe and popped it out a little bit larger, because it's got an additional road wheel. Let me get to the other side here. An additional road wheel compared to the Weasel, so it's longer. Okay, get over your aircraft. Come on, give it here, give it here, come on. Eat it, fire! Ha! Up, I hear another one. Come on, come on, come on. Warm it up, warm it up. Fire. Up, another one. Okay, these are pretty good AA missiles here. Nice SAMs here. Fire. I don't know that one's going to track. Yeah, did not track. You want to give me another one? Give me another one. These are the good SAMs. These are the ones that are actually effective. So, it makes a huge difference in the way you can deal with the with these missiles. Like the Type 93, you can't get those to track properly half the time if you're lucky. You know, they're just not good missiles. But you know, it is what it is. At least it's got smokes and it's got artillery. And look at this thing spin around in circles. Isn't that pretty awesome? This is just going to be a fun thing to drive. Of course, you don't get any defense against other tanks. You don't even get a machine gun as per normal. And let's see if you can fire on the fly. Nope. Okay, you gotta be stopped to fire. So, should be a fun little guy. A lot of fun to drive around. It's bipping along at a pretty good. This is just 42 kilometers per hour. Let's get it on a straightaway here. There we go. Nice, 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 nice. Fun little guy to drive around. Whee! So that'll be a fun one to add to your AA in the German tree. It's a hopping little guy. The M18 used to be that agile. That's really kind of what gets me a little bit ticked off, is that the M18 used to be a much better vehicle than it is now. And the M1A4 is just a 20mm gun version of it, so you got another AA gun right here. We'll take a quick look at the belts when we get a moment here. Liking the fire rate. Not the best vertical guidance, but it's a moving little gun. If I had the lead right, I'd probably be able to knock these airplanes down in a heartbeat. But I don't have the lead right. And this guy's, as you can see here, it's only got the 4 road wheels. It is a teeny tiny thing. This is itty bitty. You can hide it under a teacup and just really catch your enemies by surprise. Let's see. Let's take a look at the penetration of these guys. 57 millimeters of pin, so you can still knock out some of the lighter tanks with this, and even some of the heavier ones if you can get your rounds snuck into the turret ring. So, fun little guy. This will be a lot of fun to play, and I think that people will really enjoy it. Let's see where it's at in the tree. And again, as a reminder, this is the dev server, so it's all subject to change. 7.0. That's a pretty good spot for it. I suspect it'll probably quickly bump up to 7.3 or 7.7. But without radar, it won't go any higher than that. Achoo! Poof! Goodbye, Weasel! Sorry, it's a Weisel. Weisel, I believe is the correct pronunciation. I try and get the pronunciations correct, but, doggone, that thing looks like Weasel to me all day long. All right, so that's Germany. Let's go over to Russia. Now, my Russian tree is inexcusably low, so this new 2S25, I don't see any reason why I'll be able to get to it or test drive it. Yeah, there it is, 2S25M, 10.0, 125mm gun. Just another short little vehicle from Russia. Got a, let's see, 70 kilometers per hour. I think this one floats like the other ones. And, just overall, it's going to be another one of those, tiny little things that Russia tends to make, and it should do pretty well. Not much armor, but a really big 125mm gun. So, let's look at the ammunition here. Heat FS with 550mm of pin, standard HE, an APFSDS with 457mm of pin, an ATGM, 700mm of pin, nice, and the 3BM46 gets you 532mm of pin as well. So it should be an effective guy at 10.0, especially if you can manage to not be spotted before you kill the enemy. So good stuff. Oh yes, Great Britain gets the how do you pronounce this? Istervark, the Y. Brits get the Y. Okay, let's test drive this thing. Now I did look at the. Well, hold on. Let's back up one step here. We want to look at the ammunition penetration, and it gets 57 millimeters of pin on all of its rounds. All of its belts. So there you go. Again, you can kill things with 57 millimeters of pin if you know where to pop them at. That's going to be the hard part. Oh, right. Airplane. I am not the best AA gunman, guys. Honest to goodness. I hit him. I took off part of his tail. That was a sheer volume thing, though. It does not have good depression off the front end, but as soon as you get off the side, you can get it pretty low. Woo! Ouch! I popped its ammo. And this thing looks like you took a John Deere and kept the cab, but then threw a couple of pieces of armor plate on it. That said, it's not bad. It moves around pretty good on the battlefield, and it can kill things like that. Lighter tanks and some of the medium tanks. You're going to really struggle on the heavier things like Tiger 2s and things like that. But at this BR, you should not be facing Tiger 2s unless you deliberately up-tier it.
Yes, a hit.
Come on, reload.
The enemy has been destroyed.
And you know what? I think we all know this, and I forgot to do this with some of the earlier tanks. We didn't play Will It Float. In this case, you might actually be tall enough that you won't actually need to float. But don't worry, we'll find out one way or another. Up and over. That was a little pucker factor there. We got to find the deep spot. Okay, come on, get me deeper. 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 It may not float, but it definitely goes through deeper water than some of the other vehicles without issue. Okay, there we go. Now we're getting low. Okay. Okay, there we go. Wow, that's actually none of the guys are underwater. But it does kill the engine. There we go. Finally killed the engine. That said, you don't necessarily... That's not that big a deal. Yes, you won't be able to move, but you're not going to die unless somebody actually comes along and kills you. So, keep that in mind. Of course, you can't shoot either, I just noticed. Which, considering I have a perfectly functional gunner and a perfectly functional gun, I don't know why I can't shoot. But, there we go. I want to see if I can actually move out of the water with if it repairs the engine. Or if it's going to just immediately kill it again. Oh, yep. Yes, you can. That's a tall boy right there. This guy's tall. So the fact that you can pull off stunts like that should make for some interesting tactical opportunities. Oh, come on. It'd be nice to shoot down an airplane right about now. Yep, I'm not sure I'm liking this ammunition just because it doesn't seem to shoot down airplanes quick. At least not for me, Yeah, you're thinking of the battle barge, EDP. I know which one you're talking about. Okay, let's look at that gunner there. You're right. It's like, Let's take a look at those bones right there. Let's see, up, 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 up. Yeah, he's definitely twisting his hand in very unnatural ways. Pretty sure that's not how the human bone structure works. All right, so that should be a fun one. Just, mean machine material. It's not an R3, but, it's not bad either. It'll be fun. All right, the ZLT-11, that would be in China. Japan isn't getting any new ground vehicles, but since we're going past, let's take a stop in the Type 90. Now, for those that have the bulldozers that aren't, premiums, you're going to have to research it out. So the Type 90 has, has in its modifications, it actually has the dozer blade, and it's a level 1, tier 1 modification as well. I went ahead and ground that out. Took me about 3 or 4 battles on the dev server, which has a ×5 modifier, and if you're better than me, you certainly won't need 20 battles to get that dozer blade in there. And to be honest, most of you probably are better than me. So let's check it out. Let's play with it for a minute or two. Jump into a test drive. And a little bit later, we'll jump into an actual match on the dev server and play with it some more. Now, just so you know, in order to deploy the blade, you're going to have to map a key in controls, under ground vehicles, under miscellaneous, to entrenching, enable, disable. I just put it to my right bracket because I don't use it on ground vehicles at this point. And you got to be at a full stop, at least I assume for all vehicles that's the case. You hit the button, and then you start hearing the sound of the dozer blade going down. And now it is set into the entrenching position. Now, since this is a road, it should not actually work to actually do anything. It does slow it down. You're scraping the top of the road, but it doesn't actually do anything on the road surface. But as soon as you get off the road surface, you start seeing a pile of dirt gathering up in front of you. Now, it does have limits to how far you can go with this, and obviously it's going to depend on the exact nature of the terrain. But once you kind of get yourself a spot set up, you back up again, and you give it another shot. It makes a deeper hole and a slightly higher berm. Seems about 3 of these is about where the berm stops getting taller. The hole goes down pretty low, but you only get about 3 shots with that one. We give it another round here, and push, 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 push. And you see you've got yourself a nice kind of little deep little trench right here. And pretty goodly little berm to hide behind. And it is actually tall enough that if you dip down into your trench here, you actually can't... Ooh, there's a bug. You actually can't shoot out of your own trench if you do it that way. You can shoot out the sides, of course. And you can bump up onto the berm. Let's disable my entrenching tool. The 4005 does have one on the back, but right now it doesn't function. I checked that. I wanted to make sure. Now, you can climb over the top of your little berm. So even though you've dug yourself a hole, it doesn't actually seem like it causes a whole lot of issues. However, I want to show you a situation where it does make a difference. And by the way, these areas that are like this, the spots where they've dug down in there, that ground does not let you actually use your entrenching tool. But take a look at this spot on the other side of this little river right here. Yeah, there's a spot that's really deep, but if you get right about in here, and you deploy your entrenching tool, you're on the back end of a slope. So we're going to go ahead and just entrench myself up a little bit of real estate here. Now I went a little bit farther than I did originally, so let's go ahead and just get this puppy kind of lined up here. And see how deep this little trench is going right now? You can actually see water in the bottom of the trench I'm working. See there? That's water. And I've got myself a pretty deep little entrenched spot here. I'm going to turn off my entrenching bulldozer. And now watch. Let's see if I can get away with it. I can't actually go over the top of the berm that I have created. So you're going to have to watch out for that particular issue. Now, there are creative things you can do. You can, of course, obviously just pop out the sides and stuff like that. That's not a problem at all. You just pop right on out. But just remember that in certain circumstances, you can create a berm that your own tank can't go over without maybe some more momentum. Yep. Yep, not going. Another thing you can do is, if you're creative with your entrenching tool, you can create a berm with a gap like this. Let me get this kind of set up here. And now you can shoot out right here. Of course, right now I'm right behind some grass, but it's just keep that in mind that you can create berms that are both short enough that you can constantly shoot over them, or tall enough that you can't, and then but you can create two berms and create a gap that allows you to shoot through the gap. So that's a nice, useful little change right there. And another thing is, like for the Type 90 in particular, this one has hydropneumatic suspension. So you can sink even farther behind your berm than other tanks are able to. See how low you can get right here? You can't even see over this this berm right here. It'll be a challenge for anyone to even pop your cupola over the top of that thing. And yet you can immediately just pop up, or even drive up on your berm if you have it at the right angle, and now you've got a better firing position. Obviously, I have grass in my sight, but you know, the principle is there. I think you know what I'm talking about. And this one is at an angle where I can go ahead and drive over it. I didn't make it really deep like the other ones. So this means that there's a lot of tactical potential right there if you can maybe find a high point and then entrench it out so that people can't drive up there easily. That could really make a huge difference in how you deal with, you know, snipers on ridges or other almost impervious positions. Or you can create your own impervious position and work against them. Now, something I have not tried yet, but I want to try, is what happens while you're entrenching. When you're moving dirt, do you get the protection on your lower plate while you're moving that dirt? And if you do, can you use it to help you push a point? Push dirt ahead of you as you go? Be an interesting way to use it, see if it works. The dirt does absorb HE and heat FS. It does take some damage from HE and heat FS, but I've not yet been able to put enough damage in to actually prevent the berm, to actually destroy the berm. It'll get a little bit smaller and I'll get some divots in it, but I can't seem to destroy the berm as of yet with HE and heat FS. And now I have hit it with the 152 millimeter. I have not hit it with the 4005 yet. But the 152 millimeter on the M551, I have hit it with that, and it does in fact do some damage, but it does not seem to really dig it out like I would expect. I don't know if that might be a feature that they're planning to do, or what the deal is on that, but I did notice that, and it is a good question. The other thing I haven't tried yet is, can I just plow this back? I know you can't just told me just plow it back. Okay, all right. Drenching tool. Yeah, look at that. Pretty much just made it right back into what it was. And that's an easy thing you can just drive right out of. Now, of course, if you do get in an entrenched position where you can't climb out of, well, just turn on your dozer and plow your way out of it. It seems like this is just a little bit on it's a little hinky in this way. It's just not quite logical. Let's plow this back up and create another spot here, and we'll see what happens. Make sure I can't climb over it normally. And then we'll come back after it with the blade on and see if it lets me just plow it out of there. I think it will. Okay. Blade up. All right, blade's up. Okay, I haven't plowed it up high enough yet. My daughter just brought up lunch or dinner for me, so don't mind me real fast. Now deeper. Let's try it now. Yeah, now I can't climb it, but I can plow my way almost out of it. Ooh, almost had it that time. Almost. There we go. And now I can bring my blade up, and I'm able to move around and get over and around that berm. So that's the new entrenching and plowing and all that kind of thing. Now, what I'd be really curious about is if there's a tree around here that I can't actually just bowl over, and if I put down the dozer blade, will it let me plow that down? But I don't know if they've got any really big trees on the test drive map. Yeah, I think all of these can be easily plowed under. Yeah, they're funky, all right. And so that's a thing to think about. And you'll have to experiment to see exactly how it kind of maps out for you. Yeah, none of the trees here are going to stop me, so I can't do a test with that. But yeah, that's how you do the entrenching thing. Any other questions on it? Take another bite of my sandwich. It seems a little shallow to me from what I've seen so far. Truth is, you put some of these tanks in a crater the size it should make, and there's no chance that they'd be able to get out. So I am a little disappointed, but not terribly so, because there's a point at which the mechanics need to bow to the gameplay, and that's probably that point. It's more burden than normal when you use the entrenching tool. It's definitely you definitely feel the weight of that dirt and the blade being deployed and moving with you. All right, the ZLT11. They already put out a dev blog on this one. But this is our first look at the battle rating, 9.3, rank 7. 105 millimeter for 9.3. That's pretty garden variety stuff. That's normal. And of course, a machine gun, a couple of them. That's interesting. This is the first time I've seen a 5.8 millimeter machine gun. So it's just an itty bitty thing. Be like a little bit larger than the American 5.56. So really small ammo on that one. Heat FS, that'll do with 400 millimeters of pin. APDS for 337 millimeters. The better APDS, that's APFSDS, for 408 millimeters. The DTB1, ooh, for taking out aircraft, a fused round. Nice. That'll be fun. Good for taking out helis. And of course, an ATGM tandem warhead, as we've already discussed before. And that's going to do some pretty heavy damage at 750 millimeters. Really, the fact that we're able to defeat ERA at this point is what makes the difference. And some of the Russian equipment is going to become a lot more killable by having these tandem warheads in play. So that's a ZLT-11. Looks like top speed of 100 kilometers per hour. Another speedy little boy, and should be pretty fun to drive. I'm expecting in that one. Let's see. Now we'll go on to the VCC 8030. If you've driven the Dardo, then I don't see any reason why you wouldn't like a basically a Dardo with better gun. 70 kilometers per hour. Nice little low chassis there. It is taller. You got that Bushmaster 30 millimeter chain gun right there, and it's going to be a pretty hefty little guy there. 10.0 battle rating, and I bet you it can support it. Again, as long as it doesn't get hit. Thing is that most of the time when you're driving around at these BRs, you've got APFSDS loaded, and you're probably not going to disable them fully with a single shot from an APFSDS. So unless you're driving around with Heat FS loaded, you're going to be taking multiple shots to kill these things, which gives them plenty of time to put a round on you. That happened to me earlier today with the Type 90. Should be a fun machine. 70 kilometers per hour, relatively small, not as short as the Dardo, but still good. Okay, over in France, we got the EBR 1951. Let's see if we can find it now. EBR. There we go, the Tech Tree EBR. Right after the AMX-13 FL11 at 4.3. That's a good spot for it. Let's see, actually, that's kind of surprisingly low, considering the EBR 1954 keeps going up and up and up. Let's see, is there a difference in gun? SA-50L. Okay, an SA-49 cannon. Okay, let's take a look at their modifications here and check out the ammunition. Ammunition, there we go. 103 millimeters of pin at 4.3. That's going to be pretty good. And you get an M61 shot. Ooh. At 4.3, M61. This thing's going to be nice. It's basically an M18 at that point with a M61 round. Yeah, not quite as good a pin, but still. And a solid 105 kilometers per hour, too. We'll go take a look at the AJ-37 in just a moment here. I think I managed to skip over it for some reason, though. Did I? I might have skipped over it. I'll back up to it in just a moment here, because we only have one more tank to look at, and that is a Swedish Sturf 9040B, which is a slightly worse version of the Sturf 9040C. And that's kind of the long story short on it. 70 kilometers per hour, 70 kilometers per hour. I think the difference is in the ammunition, to be brutally honest. You get an APF SDS with only 143 millimeters of pin. It's a 40 millimeter. What do you expect? Even so, that is more than enough to kill pretty much anything on the battlefield at these BRs. Let's compare that to the to its bigger brother here, which is an HEVT and a better APF SDS. So you're losing a little bit of penetration, but it won't be that big a deal at 8.3. You'll be able to kill pretty much everything with it. That said, no ATGMs, no additional, whoops, wrong one, modifications. There's nothing extra to it, so you're really relying on that that main gun to do its job. Okay, since we're in Sweden already, let's pop over to the AJ37. I could have sworn I said something about this already, but, you know, the old memory may not be so good anymore. Another thing that I was just talking with Rising Dead about it. So, AJ37, it's basically a JA37, but it's the attacker version of it, effectively. The weapons are pretty good. You got your RB24Js, you got your flares and chaff, M71s, M70s, some bombs, and some rockets. Yeah, just a good mix. Plus, you've got the guided missiles. Good all-round aircraft, but it's not significantly different from the JA37, which has nearly all the same things. So the JA37 doesn't get any regular garden variety bombs, and that's kind of the difference there. So that's the AJ37. Good aircraft, it just doesn't really bring much to the table compared to what was already in the tree. I expect it'll be fun to fly, fun to drive, take care of, and you could probably catch some people with their pants down thinking, oh, it's just the AJ37. So keep that in mind. Pretty good one. All right, let's see. F4EJ Kai, guided bombs. Let's go take a look. Oh, yes, the guided bombs. They're new. GBU-38 JDAMs. So I don't have any that I can just quickly show you, but I did see it on the stream this morning. I'll see if I can link that at the end here. So not guided bombs. We've got guided ordnance in general. So I expect it's going to be along that same lines. And in many cases, you might find the dumb bombs are actually better because you can kind of fling them from farther out rather than having to lock them in. That said, it's kind of nice to know that when you drop that bomb, it's going to end up on somebody's head. It's nice. All right, a new cockpit for the Mi-24A, but no other changes to the to any of the helicopters. Over in U.S. Naval, I think we've got a PT boat, PT-174. It's premium. Not sure why they needed a premium PT boat added, but they did. Let's go and just test sail this thing. Complete with some torpedoes. It's not a PT boat unless you've got torpedoes.
Gunners are searching for airborne and surface targets.
Oh, that's going to miss. No, it's not. Yeah, not a bad little PT boat. I think the zebra stripes are cute.
The enemy is burned. Aircraft.
But, you know, what's the BR on this thing? I'll have to look at the BR again.
The enemy ship sank.
you know, this is not much different than most any other PT boat that I've seen so far in the American lineup. Really that simple.
I see a torpedo impact on the enemy ship.
The enemy's marked. Done.
And of course my PT boat can outrun my torpedo, which is still way back there. So keep that in mind that if you're trying to deliver a torpedo, your boat is probably going to deliver it faster the closer you get. And that's kind of the long story short of everything about American PT boats. That said, point-blank delivery of torpedoes is hilariously fun. There's nothing quite like charging at an enemy, cruiser, getting to point-blank range, firing all your guns, and then dropping 2 fish for it to enjoy as you depart as fast as you can. Just good old-fashioned fun. That said, you would be shredded by now if they were at all aware of your existence. Now I'll just go ahead and pull out. Let those torpedoes do their job. Yeah, you go play with those airplanes.
The enemy ship has been torpedoed.
Poof! Nice! So, that's the fun part right there. Yeah, airplanes and all that kind of stuff. The PT-174 should be if you enjoy the naval at all, at 1.7, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's got enough guns, and unlike many of the other PT boats, to give a good showing for itself. And, just overall, you're looking at a fairly garden variety PT boat. And the USS Mitcher. Mitcher? I don't know. That thing. The USS Mitcher. We're going to test sail this thing.
Gunners are searching for airborne
That's
and
a
surface
pretty
targets.
stout little ship. 2 funnels. Some pretty decent looking amounts of weaponry.
Ship sank.
Let's see, 4.8 kilometers. Give that lead marker. Right there. Fire!
Threat in the air.
Yeah, this is a nice little ship right here. Yeah, okay, I probably had to deal with this guy close really fast. Let's go ahead and swing.
The enemy ship sank.
Alright. So, yeah, I mean, this will be a fun little guy. What is this? This will be a destroyer, I'm sure. It's sized for a destroyer. Yep, Mitcher. Got 227 millimeter cannons, 2 3-inch guns, and 4 20 millimeter Orlikins. So it should be pretty good at both AA defense and taking on similarly sized vessels. Keep that in mind. It's still a destroyer. It's at 4.3. You're going to see some of the big boys, and you're going to be in the middle of a lot of trouble when you do. So, remember the Battle off Samar, and hope that you do as well as Captain Evans did. All right. What else have we got in the fleet stuff? Tiger do a Tiger UHT review if you want it, please. I want to buy the German premium heli to get the Tiger, and I don't know if it's worth it. I'll look around to see if I can find anything on it. I don't think I've got the UHT. I'm pretty sure I don't. Helicopters. Yeah, it's a ways down. I'll see what I can do. It'll take a while, but I can get that. And see if we can get some good fun with helicopters going. All right, let's see. In fact, I'm going to jot that down right now. Tiger UHT. Right there on my hand. I got it. All right, Russia's getting a PR-201M, MPK PR-201M. See, switch over to naval. Is that going to be over here? PR-201M, PR-201M. There it is. 3.7 BR. Let's take a look. Preview. 225 millimeters and some mortars. At battle rating 3.7? There's got to be more to it than that. The mortars are not going to add that much to it. You have bombs. Or, sorry, mines. You have rocket launchers. Feels like it might be a touch over-tiered for what it is. It's fairly large for a for this BR. The guns are 25 millimeters, which should make short work of much of what we're looking at. And there's 4 of them. So smaller ships you would have to beware of you. But the larger ships, maybe not so much. That said, not a lot of these that this BR has a bunch of armor, so it could do all right. It could do all right. 44 kilometers per hour, it'll move. And we got the flagship of this particular patch for naval over in Great Britain, the HMS Marlboro. I already did a dev blog video on this guy. This ship was built before World War I, served through World War I, and into the 30s, and it participated in the Battle of Jutland. It was also the only time, if I recall, that a battleship was ever torpedoed, and that might just be in World War I. I'll have to double check that. But the Marlboro ended up that can't be the only time one was ever torpedoed. So, but it was the only one torpedoed in the Battle of Jutland. There we go. And it was torpedoed by the Vibaden? I don't know. If you look at the end of the video on that one, turns out that I didn't know how to pronounce it then either, and I've got all my mistakes in there. The Marlboro is an interesting ship, though, and it should be powerful for 6.7 BR in naval. Got a good broadside with 10, 13.5-inch cannons, which makes some pretty big guns. 12 6-inch guns, 2 4-inch guns, and 2 76 millimeters. Just a whole lot of armaments and a whole lot of lead flying down range when you take this puppy out into the water. That lighting is not good for doing this, but good ship. Let's take a look at its armor. Now, after the Battle of Jutland, when it got torpedoed, where they actually had two sailors killed in that one, after the Battle of Jutland, it went into port, and they put an additional 100 tons of armor around the ammunition stores. So this ship is probably one of the better ones of this class, the Iron Duke class, for avoiding plunging fire and issues with ammunition explosions. It's just a good all-around battleship and should be an interesting one for British high-tier naval players. And let's see, Italy is getting the Arn Tigre. Let me see, Japanese guns. Let me see what they've got. I think somebody said that that there was a bigger that this one had the biggest guns. Let's see, 360 millimeters. Crud! I've got to do the conversion in my head now. Marlboro pre. So where does that say? Okay, my screen's going to do funky things for a moment or two. Nope, the Japanese ones would still be larger. 36 centimeters is 14-inch guns. So they're still bigger over there. They've got the bigger stick at this point, but the 13 and a half should really put some serious smackdown, even on those Japanese ships. It's going to be a good one. Now the Tigre has got, so it's a 4.7 BR. Should be a nice little ship. I think we already did the dev blog on it as well. No armor to speak of. I mean, really, there's nothing to protect this thing except for on the actual gun, the guns themselves, the turrets. Even so, you're looking at 420 millimeter guns. 820 millimeter guns, and two 76 millimeter guns, two 40 millimeter guns. And for 4.7, this is going to be pretty effective. It's going to be pretty useful. So check out the Tigre. It is a premium, and if you're that into naval, it might be worth picking up, especially if you're still working on your Italian naval. See, that's the Tigre. Oh, I've misplaced my copy of the dev. Let's see, notes here. Okay, there's some new locations. Viborg Bay. Bourbon Island for air. See, Naval's got Viborg Bay. Air has got Bourbon Island. And see, Operation Afghanistan and Operation Vietnam is based on the enduring confrontation logic with mission sizes to 128 kilometers square. So there is that to keep in mind. None of those are really going to jump out at me, but I'll see if I can find them real fast. Custom battles. Create session. Let's see. Viborg. Okay. See naval maps. Okay, I've got it set to all types, so it should show if it's going to show. Bourbon Island. Okay, so no, and operations, those operations in Afghanistan. Okay, so they've just basically put some operation stuff together. So same map, just some operation stuff with those large size maps. And same thing with Vietnam. So no big changes on the maps so far, at least in the dev server at this point. So that part's still going to be in progress. Big changes are going to be the things like the breaking ground with the dozer blades and things like that. All right, is there anything else you guys want me to take a look at while I'm online at the moment? Because I'm going to jump over here and I'm going to do a quick match in the Type 90. Actually, if you want to see this stuff in motion here, not World War, dagnabbit. You go into custom battles, and people are doing crazy, silly things. Okay, there's only one person there. So let's see. Is there a larger one? 21 out. Okay, that's not the regular. Looks like people are starting to log out, and it's not. They don't have the larger custom battles going right now, except on custom maps. This is the one I was on earlier. And at the time, there's a bunch of people doing some crazy stuff, plowing things up and trying it out and jumping on each other's tanks. It was pretty hilarious. Yes, I know. Yes, they mentioned that on the dev stream earlier today. They changed the city map, so it ended up with some really thick, high mountains. I'll have to go see if that's there as well. I think it was city map. Now, if you're creative with your dozer blading, okay, keep an eye on that spot. I might have to come back to it and check out the crater. If you're creative with your dozer blading, you can set up your berm right here next to a natural cover spot, so you end up with a nice, neat situation where you can shoot through a gap. Okay. And they were digging some pretty deep holes in this here road. Let me tell you, it was pretty impressive. The holes were deep, but I don't remember the berms being all that large. That's kind of what's interesting about this whole thing. The berm really gets to a certain size, and that's it. All right, so see how deep I am right in this little thing right here, and I didn't do a very good job of entrenching it up. So there you go. That, and by the way, there's a bug for you. Look at the floating rock. Okay, so that A7E dropped a bomb. Oops, I don't need to be doing that now. Let's go see if we can find where he dropped that bomb. Yeah, it would be nice to have some variety in the test drives, or just more options in the test drives. Now, I don't remember where that bomb dropped, but I'm going to see if I can find it. Okay, let's flip it around. Maybe it's back here. Ooh, there's a nice spot right there, and I can see it. Let's see what kind of damage that bomb did. Pretty decent sized little crater. Probably about 1,000-pounder did this. Think he's coming back for another pass? Nope, not anymore. Now, let's see what happens when we put down the blade inside this little area right here. It's already pre-blown up for me. Do I get fresh stuff? And we go. And it's clear that Gaijin's put limits on how far it's going to let you just trench up dirt without having to back up. Because you'll see that where the tank was moving up and down, it's because it's been actually they're having it go over the dirt at certain spots. So you have to kind of back up and give it another go. Let's see, can we get it? What happens when we hit there? Okay, it pushes up some, but I end up with 2 lumps instead of one big one. Let's see, how's that look? Okay, yeah, still end up with 2 lumps instead of 1. So I think there's a depth to which it won't go farther in allowing you to trench past or below a certain level in the way they've done the terrain. Yes. Gonna be a lot of fun messing around with this for the next few days. Well, that's the patch drops for a few days. You can even see it from a fair distance, so I've done some entrenching there. Yeah, not bad at all. I wonder how much it affects bomb blasts. Whether you're able to actually deal with bomb blast better by having it deflect some of the blast away from your tank. It'll be interesting to try that out. Okay, so other changes. Oh yeah, let's go see. There it goes. Sorry, my client decided it was going to be hinky for a bit. By the way, since I'm upstairs in my streaming room, otherwise known as the storage closet, I put up this instead for background instead of my normal green screen stuff. So I'm trying to get a little creative, have a little bit of something more fun, since I don't have the green screen up here yet. Thought you'd like that. Okay, so that's all that. And we're going to go see if we can find that options here. Not options. What am I doing? Battles, custom battles. Create session. City. Ooh, I wonder if it's ground strike or operation. Let's give see if there's any difference between them. Nothing visual. Let's see what it looks like when we get in here. Hmm. What do you think? Do the mountains look taller? Kind of wish I'd chosen something supersonic. Yeah, it does feel like the terrain might be a bit taller than before. Maybe. I don't see much difference though. Maybe we'll have to just pull up the main client here and see what it looks like. Because there might not be any difference at all. Alright, let's go see what it looks like on the main client. Hi, Steven. How's it going? Welcome to the stream. Okay, we're going to pop over here. Oh, I haven't even fired up Steam yet. Sorry for the garbage you're probably seeing on the screen right now. I did not plan to do this, so I didn't arrange it in advance like I did last time. Let's see. War Thunder play. All right, so while that's doing that, anything else you guys want me to take a look at? I'm going to pop back over to the. Here we go. Let's see. Other changes. Let's see if any of these are just jumping out at me as being exciting. There is something you guys need to know about. You know, they're making some changes to the SL and RP rewards and some of those other, and they're also changing the like your wagers and things like that. So where to the wagers will have expirations if you don't use them. So you'll want to keep checking on that. And the SL and RP reward section is where it says that they have adjusted the rewards for killing a vehicle. It's no longer dependent on class. So if you kill a light tank, it's going to get you just as much reward as killing a heavy tank. That's probably a good change because the numbers say that they're actually ending up giving you more for most of the classes than before. But, you know, keep that in mind. All right, let's see. I'm going to have to be doing weird things again here. Let's see. Apologies while I get this sorted out. Don't worry, it won't take too long. There we go. Okay. All right, you should be seeing the live client now. And let's see. Let's go check out. That's one first thing. Let's do. Let's go jump in something a little faster. That doesn't qualify as faster. And we're going to jump over to that city map. And pop that. We'll know in a heartbeat if there's any difference, because it should be immediately obvious. Okay, good. To battle, we're in the same place. Oh, crap. They didn't let me use my plane. Oh, well. I didn't make the changes necessary to change the BR of the vehicles. Looks the same to me. Yeah, I don't think there's any difference in this one. I saw the live stream. I'll have to take a look and see where it takes me from there. And, you know, maybe I'll just post something about that and when I put it in the comments. All right, anything else we need to check right here? While I'm thinking about it. Otherwise, it's probably about time to get serious about calling it a day. We're going to call it again an evening at least. Let's see, we're going to go to that one and whoop, that one. No, we're going to go to a game with camera. There we go. Okay, perfect. That should be showing what I think it's supposed to be showing now. Yes, okay. Yeah, I've got a whole bunch of wagers too, and I don't know what to expect when that changes. It's not right. But just keep an eye, watch that. And when it happens, it's going to probably catch you entirely by surprise. Oh, look at that. Low quality, low poly count stuff. Thank you, War Thunder, for making my life so exciting. Let's close the correct one, though. Let's see. Oh, that's why that's looking so bad. Yeah, it was. I actually have a video I'm preparing to get out to come out on playing War Thunder on a 2010 era MacBook Pro. So, yeah, that's well, it's a thing. And the way I ended up doing it is obviously the game no longer runs on a 2010 MacBook Pro, but it does actually stream over Steam from a 2000 to a 2010 era MacBook Pro, and that makes it kind of an interesting little something something. You have a little bit more input lag and all kinds of things like that. By the way, I'm expecting the version when it comes actually releases to be 2.11, not 3 point something. I know some people have been putting it out there. I don't have official confirmation, but that's what I expect is 2.11. As you can see right now, it says 2.10, so it makes sense. Swedish air test drive is the same as city map. Okay, let's go take a look. Sweden. Test flight. Okay. I'd say it's different. It looks like a totally different section of map. Yeah, it's different. No mountains at all near here. The about a year ago, I actually successfully played War Thunder on that 2010 Mac, but I was doing it in ultra low quality, and let's just say it was a painful experience. But since then, Gaijin has updated the engine, and now it doesn't run on versions of Mac OS that don't have a certain version or above of Metal installed. And I don't, because this MacBook Pro is way too old for it. In fact, the next version of operating system up from the one I'm running would still be able to run War Thunder, in theory. But, that's how it goes. The truth is, it wasn't that bad trying to basically play War Thunder on that streaming type of an arrangement. Is it something I'm going to be like, oh yeah, I want to do that all the time? No. But, if you're just going to casually, play a little bit, and you need to be a little bit more portable than your normal gaming rig would allow, you can stream from your gaming rig to your laptop or whatever. You get the benefits of having a powerful machine that can do all the rendering and all that kind of stuff, and the portability of maybe a lower power laptop to play the game. Is there a strong use case for it? No. I mean, really, if you've got a powerful gaming PC and you have a house that is otherwise normal, where you're not trying to stream or stream online or something like that, where the noise makes a difference, it makes no difference in the end. Right now, I'm in my storage closet / streaming room, but I moved my gaming PC upstairs, so it's actually sitting right here next to me, blowing the hot air out of the power supply right here into my face. And it just was the time it took me to set up here was so much less, so small, with using my kids to port things up here, that it just wasn't worth. It's not worth the time. The aggravation is what it comes down to. That said, it depends on what's going on. I could see doing it just for the giggles of it, sometime. Just to stream from it and say I did it sometime, just for fun. 2 to 3 frames per second TDP. Oh my heavens! Oh yes, that's a familiar place to be too. So, thankfully, not much trouble with that on my machine these days. All right, let's do one more chance for any additional questions. Hit me with them. In the meantime, if you enjoyed this stream, which has been going what, how long? Ah man, how long have we been streaming at this point? Let's see, 1 hour 30 minutes. This is shorter than most of my streams on this. So 1 hour 30 minutes, and we're just finishing up with the main content of the patch. You know, hit me with any additional questions right now, and we'll answer them before I bail out. Okay, I'm giving you time to think, EDP. I'm not jumping right off the machine. I lied. I'm gone. While you're thinking, I'm going to do a ground battle. Glad you enjoyed that. Now this is the Type 90 with the dozer blade installed. I'm going to run it to C here, and then I'm going to plow up a berm around C, at least around at the water fountain area there, and see if I can create a impenetrable fortress, or just a place to have some fun for a little bit. See, we've only got 4 players in here, so I'd say that people are winding down on the dev server. That often people jump on first thing just to try out the new things and mess with it for a few minutes. And so when you get to this point where it's people like me that are actually streaming it out there, so that people who aren't able to jump on or just don't have the time or desire to jump on can see what's going on, it gets pretty quiet. Okay, so we have some limited real estate here we can work with. The pavement obviously won't work, but the grass might work. Okay. Oh no, it doesn't work. Ah, there it goes. That's interesting. I wonder why it didn't work in part of it. Is it a packet loss maybe? Alright, this is hinky. What's going on here? It's like the spots I expected to not work are working. You know, no, it looks like it's not actually working on him. But let's see what happens. Okay, I just smoothed out a lot of it. Okay, this is not the impenetrable fortress I was hoping to create here.
Enemy forces have captured a zone. We're ahead of the enemy.
Yes, definitely not an impenetrable fortress. Then again, for that particular hit, it wouldn't have made any difference. Because no matter what I would have done, if he would have killed me, I'd have to have been really set down low. But that's my bulldozing it on C, just for the fun of it. And now they have to deal with my mess. You know, EDP, you know what? I just have fun. I play the game. And if people enjoy watching me, just I'm glad they do. I'm not going to to scream that YouTube is unfair. But, you know, YouTube does what YouTube does. I'm here to play and have fun and hopefully pass on some good information so that people can enjoy War Thunder without the pressure of having to be insane half the time. Because, you know, insanity, it may be hereditary, but as far as I'm concerned, you get it from your kids.
Another zone captured. We have the advantage.
All right, where's that T-80? I wonder where that T-80 is. Come on. You're around here somewhere. I know you are. Yeah, there you are. Ah, yeah, that's not going to work. Now we bail out of here and try them from a different angle. Eat that. I figure we just having fun is the real challenge. You don't want to spend all your time thinking that just because the YouTube algorithm does what the YouTube algorithm does. There's no way he hasn't seen me yet. He didn't see me! Woohoo! I am shocked, actually. I thought sure he was going to. Oh no, a harmless player. Whatever shall I do? Oops, I don't need night vision on that one. You know, the Type 10 is just basically a Type 90 that's lighter. That's about it. It'll be fun. It'll get added eventually, but you know how hard it is to get good information on active service vehicles. Oh, look at that! He dug up his own little trench. Whoops!
Most of the zones are under control.
Somebody just got creative there. Aha! No! No! Ah! Oh, ATGM. I thought I was in pretty secure position there too. Ah, no big deal. Yeah, these are going to be worthless. Nobody's going to be flying unless they're in a helicopter.
Just a little more effort, and victory will surely be ours.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. The truth is that I have 6, slots. I can easily fill, with between airplanes and tanks, I can easily fill all 6 of those slots. So between backups and that, I'm in good shape. Would it be nice to have another MBT? Yeah, probably. But I've already got the Type 90 and the Type 90B. So, and yeah, the backups for that, not that good. Of course, usually when you're at that point anyway, you're looking for something cheap, not something good. Okay, where are you? There you are. Whee! Yeah, this thing. Yeah, I don't do the F-104 much, so this thing is definitely not my cup of joe. All right, let's go. Come on. Ah, wobble, wobble. Oof. Pull up, up, up. Ha-ha! Still alive. I will take the assist. Oh, up and over, up and over, up and over. So let's see. Yeah, having the extra would be good for lineups. Absolutely. But yeah, I'm patient. I'm very patient. I've got the top tier of Japan. I've got the top tier of US. And those are the two countries I kind of focus on more than anything, more than the others, just because if I tried to grind out every nation to the top, I'd be doing nothing but War Thunder 24/7 for probably a couple of years. So I play and I have fun. I have enough to do what I want to do, which is to have fun with my friends and enjoy myself. So, whoop, that's a CSU. Whoop. Yeah, I don't want to be there right now. Let's move out. That is a chopper. Get to the chopper. I hear a chopper. Okay, up around. I don't think I can lock on with this AIM-9B. Where's the chopper? I heard him. There he is. Yeah, no go on the chopper lock on. So. Woohoo! Sorry, I'm easily excitable sometimes. I just enjoy myself. It's an iconic aircraft that at some point in time will be coming to War Thunder. There is no question in my mind that it will come. Should it be added is a different question, and you did ask that. My gut feel tells me that it'll be added in a way that will it will be either added in a way that will make it so it's tremendously overpowered, which if they're looking to make bucks off of people, you know, getting the iconic aircraft, they will let it be overpowered for a patch. Or they'll make sure that Russia's got all their latest hardware first before they oh, I'm out of ammo. Okay, let's get out of here. So that it will not be overpowered, but then it'll just get clubbed because they'll be fighting things that are newer and better and faster and all the things. So overall, I expect it to come. Should it be added? Yes, eventually. Is it going to make a huge difference when it does? Probably not. Most people don't play top tier anyway. 8 seconds of fuel left. I might ought to maybe think about possibly landing sometime about now. Okay. And the problem is I haven't landed an F-104, so I don't know what this, and I don't do it in kilometers per hour in the first place. So I don't know when this thing's going to decide it no longer wants to fly. And I have no way of forcing a braking. Ooh, assist, I'll take it. Okay, come on, get it down, nice and down, nice and easy. Okay, I'm still going a little bit fast, but I can't do a go around, so please stop, please stop, please stop. Where's that chute? There's the chute. Phew. It could get early missiles, and that's a possibility. If they want to add it before adding the natural counters, giving it early missiles to start with and then later adding upgraded missiles could be the way to do it. Oh, nice. Yep. There is nothing wrong with Russian aircraft, Russian designed aircraft. They are beautiful in their own right. I've ground partway into the Russian tree. I just don't know it as well. Truth be told, I am not the military hardware nut, for lack of a better way to put it. I can't quote you chapter and verse on all the stats and all the stuff. I am here because I have an interest in military history, and I doggone it just have fun. As long as I'm having fun, I'll still be playing War Thunder. You're not going to find me, though, sitting there going, oh, but let me leak this top secret military document so that the M1A to SEP V whatever can have the exact right amount of mantlet armor and teach those riskies a lesson. Yeah, Jason, you are absolutely correct. There's a lot of steps that really kind of need to happen to not have it be an overpowered monster. But that's the problem, is making those steps. Also, if I'm talking louder than normal, it's because this F-104's engine is loud in my ears right now. Okay, nobody there. I'm just waiting for the radar-guided missile to hit me in the nose. Okay, there's somebody going right there. He just stopped. Roll out. He stopped. That usually means they're trying to radar lock me or something. There are a lot of steps that really need to be done. However, they're from a purely marketing standpoint. If they don't put it in near the same time as the movie tie-in, Top Gun comes out, which, as I understand, has been pushed to early to mid next year. They will lose out on some serious opportunities. For a cash perspective, I think they should. I think they should avoid doing it at that time because the game itself is not ready for it. But it will come. It will come eventually, and when it comes, I'll grind it out just like every other American aircraft. That's simple. 1, 2, 3, and +1 player. Okay, nice. All right, where are you? I'm looking for you. Nobody there. Nothing there. Okay, end of match. Secret documents. That's right. All right, and that was a nice little match there to end off the stream. Thank you, all of you, for joining me. It's been a pleasure. I hope you enjoyed this. Again, if you enjoyed the stream, give me a thumbs up. Tell your friends. Tell your enemies. Tell your enemies' friends. I don't know, whatever you want to do. But thanks so much for joining me today. You all have a great rest of your day, and we will see you guys all in War Thunder, especially when the new patch drops. Groundbreaking. You guys have a great day.